a reaction to that Chelsea versus West Ham game. A bit tame for the most part, as Chelsea struggled to create enough width on the field of play, especially during the first half. I think in the second half, they showed up a little bit more. They showed a little bit more intent, but still not good enough. I think had it not been for Lukaku, this game probably would have ended 0-0. And that's not to say Christian Pulisic's goal didn't count. I think that was a massive goal, especially a few minutes after Jorginho missed that penalty. But before I go any further, let me say thanks to my sponsors, Quick Shipping, RS Sports Store, and CSA Shop. All right, so Jorginho. I think Chelsea, we've stifled Lukaku for the most part throughout his first season back, and oftentimes he's criticized about his lack of contribution to the game, his lack of effort to get in the midst of everything that's happened. But I think when he plays with Kovacic, we get a better Lukaku. Whenever he plays with Jorginho, he's stifled because Jorginho tends to be far more predictable. And I think he's missed some big penalties in the past year or so. I think he missed a penalty at the Euro final. He missed a few decisive penalties as well for Italy during their World Cup qualification. As you all know, Italy won't be at the World Cup, and it's primarily, well, one of the main reasons is because of Jorginho's missed penalties. Crucial moment during the qualifiers where he missed the penalty. And again, he could have cost Chelsea 3 points. Is it time for Chelsea to switch over the penalty taker and allow Romelu Lukaku, who is a striker, who tends to be, because most teams, they have their strikers taking their penalties. Tottenham Hotspur, Harry Kane takes the penalties. And I think it's usually the common practice where your striker, if he's in form, he takes the penalties. And that's why you oftentimes you see the strikers racking up a number of goals. Jorginho has scored 6 penalties in the Premier League this season for Chelsea. He missed that one today. And personally, I think Lukaku is struggling for confidence. He won that penalty and he should have been allowed to take that penalty. I think Jorginho has done more bad than good for Chelsea in the past few months. I think he's had a run on the bench, which is thoroughly deserved. Naturally, because Kovacic is out now, he has to come back in. And again, folks may think I hate the player. I don't hate the player. I just hate how he goes about his business. And sometimes, especially for example, in the game against Real Madrid, Chelsea were fighting for a goal back. 93 minutes, we got 4 minutes stoppage time or somewhere there. And 93 minutes and 30 seconds, Jorginho received the ball in the middle of the park and he decided to play it back to Mendy. So it's stuff like these where he operates as if he always needs to be safe. He doesn't try and take a risk. And it's cost Chelsea on a number of occasions. His predictability, which is oftentimes playing it left or playing it right, it begs the question, is he a sleeping agent? Could he actually be against Chelsea? Could he actually be in that starting lineup? Are we better off without him? Because when we do play with him, it's almost as if he has that Maguire effect, where it's almost as if he's playing for the opposition. Against Arsenal last season, misplaced pass resulted in a goal. Against Manchester United earlier this season, miscalculation resulted in a goal. And I could go through a number of other situations where his misjudgment, and because he wants to play it safe, playing it left to right, whenever that gets intercepted, he doesn't have the speed to recover. And oftentimes it results in Chelsea being punished. Now, this game today against West Ham, I think he was okay for the most part. But in a game where a team is setting up a low block and trying to prevent you from scoring, I think his safety mentality, it wasn't needed. I think we needed someone who was willing to drive and to take opposition out of the game. Obviously, Jorginho isn't that person, but I think I prefer him playing passes forward, whether it be creating a little bit of width or anything of that sort, but anything than playing it back to Thiago Silva and allowing Thiago Silva to make the decision all the time. It's always Thiago Silva or Trevor Chalobah who he passes it back to make the big decisions when it relates to passes going forward. He gets the ball and then he's pointing, he passes it back, and then he's cussing out those who are in front of him, saying they aren't making the movement. And when the players make the movement, he still doesn't pass it. And we saw it a number of times. When Lukaku came onto the pitch for the first maybe 8 to 10 minutes, he was struggling for service because whenever Jorginho got the ball, he decided to play it elsewhere, play it left, play it right, and those runs were basically nullified. So I think some of the criticism that Lukaku has received this season should be pointed at the midfielders and none more so than Jorginho. I think Lukaku gives a better showing whenever Kovacic is fit. He tends to play the balls through to try that defense splitting pass or to get the ball in behind so the runners can get onto it. The same thing, we need to maximize Lukaku. Paid $97 million for him. Why then are we ignoring him for the most part? I think Jorginho has probably made the most left to right passes in the history of the English Premier League. Never seen anyone like it. And again, next season, Chelsea's midfield definitely needs a revamp because if we're going to challenge for the title, Jorginho is not the midfielder to pair with anybody in there to make us serious contenders. He was good in the Champions League final. I think he had a good year last year, especially for Italy. But again, even with Italy, because the wing backs contributed so much to the team, oftentimes his efforts weren't. They didn't come under the microscope. I think with the wing backs flying forward 9 out of 10 times, he didn't have to play that ball through. All he had to do was play it left or play it right, and then the wing backs would dribble down the flank and get it back inside. Also, CSA played a key role in that Italian team and their attacking intent. And I know Jorginho got all the plaudits. I know he ended up on the Ballon d'Or stage primarily because Chelsea won the Champions League and Italy won the Euros. But if we're to sift through it, we'll realize that oftentimes it's a team that's carrying him rather than him carrying the team. Overall, I think today's game was abysmal from him. I think I'd probably give him ratings as one of the worst players on the field, and that's even before he took the penalty. It was an abysmal penalty as well, awful. I didn't think he should take it because he's been out of the team for so long, and also because Romelu Lukaku was on the field of play and a striker that's lacking in confidence. You want him to step up and to take those penalties. So again, that's my take on this game today. Although Chelsea deserved to win, I think it was a bad game from Chelsea for the most part. Too slow, too predictable. West Ham, I think I didn't see any of the West Ham defenders with sweat on their shirt, and that says a lot about what Chelsea were doing throughout the majority of the game and what their intention was throughout the game as well. So overall, I think West Ham, they played well. I think Chelsea won. They deserved to win, but just primarily because they showed a little bit more intent, especially in the second half. Jorginho, I'm still questioning if he's a sleeping agent. That performance that he gave today didn't convince most of the Chelsea fans that he was actually for us. So let me know what you guys think. Leave it in the comment section. Remember, like, share, subscribe. If you have anything that you want to add to it as well, leave it down there in the comment section. Randy Brown here from HalftimeTv saying, go Chelsea! Big win. But we definitely need to finish this season strong because Stamford Bridge has proven, as it proved today, as well, to be a difficult playing ground, and surprisingly it is our home ground and we're struggling for form at home. So good to break that losing streak at home, but still a whole lot of improvement to add to this team if we were to finish the top flight this season in third place. Arsenal closing in, Tottenham Hotspur closing in, big London derby for both of them coming up as well. So let's see how that one pans out as we keep a close watch on that. Okay, so again, folks, remember, like, share, subscribe. Let me know what you guys think of that game from Chelsea today. Chelsea versus West Ham United. West Ham in the semi-final of the Europa League, and probably that's why they started their B team, and Chelsea struggled for significant periods throughout that game to break down what was West Ham's B team. We made a triple substitution. Christian Pulisic, he came on and he scored, and I think Christian Pulisic as well, he's one that I have qualms with because of his inconsistency. We'll get a snap goal like this, and then a couple seconds later he's dribbling and acting as if he has he has all the time in the world to make his decision. So again, a bit of consistency needed from Christian Pulisic, especially with performances where he's coming from the bench. He needs to get back in the starting lineup. I think based on quality, he's one of our better players, but he definitely needs to show that bit of consistency and then we can actually be taken seriously. So again, the changes made the difference today. Jorginho, he was against us, as Maguire oftentimes is for Manchester United. But again, as I said, if you disagree, let me know. If you agree, let me know. Leave it in the comment section. Until next time, peace out. Bye bye.